Baby, it's time for our Father's Day Live and nobody's here. I got to go find everybody. I cannot believe it's time. Oh, well, there's somebody. Who could that be? Oh, you're going to come in for the Father's Day Live, sweetie? Okay. Mabel, you want to come in for the Father's Day Live? Hey, babe, it's almost time for the Father's Day Live.
There's no way it's time already.
It's almost 8 o'clock, our new time. Trixie, you going to join us for Father's Day Live, sweetie? No, you don't have any desire to join me for Father's Day Live? Millie, are you that hot? You can't come join me for a Father's Day Live? Oh, okay, well, fine then. It was just an idea, sweetie. Father's Day Live coming up. Let me see if anyone else wants to join us for a Father's Day Live. No one seems to care. Have y'all noticed that? That no one really seems to care that today is my special day. Hey, you guys. It's time for the Father's Day Live. Who loves Daddy? Hello? Hello? Does anyone want to wish me a happy Father's Day here? Come on. Nothing? Crickets? It's Father's Day. Y'all need to tell me something. You know what? Forget about it. Trixie, I'm going to go live, like it or not. Stella! Hey, Stella! Dude, join me for Father's Day Live? She can't hear a darn thing. What? Stella! She can't hear a darn thing. Okay, looks like just going to be me and Christmas. Guys, we've held you up long enough. Like it or not, it's time. Looks like just you and me, Christmas. Just you and me going to go live, baby girl. You ready? All right, here we go. Let's do it. And here we are. Finally, I got everyone gathered up for the Father's Day Live. Thank y'all for joining us this afternoon. Jamie, how are you doing, beautiful?
I didn't shower for this. Full disclosure, that was roughly 4 minutes ago in that video clip, and I came in and I actually brushed the green hay down further into my dress to be able to be here.
That's kind of becoming your norm of not showering before we go live on Sunday nights.
Pretty much a scuzz
What's
bucket.
up with that?
Pretty much a scuzz. There's not enough time in the day.
I'm just trying to wonder, do you shower before your Tuesday night live?
Not lately.
Not lately. So a lot of people were concerned that we weren't going live tonight because people didn't remember that we've made several announcements that we're going to start going live at 8 p.m. on Sundays because our days are really long. It didn't get dark until about 8:30 or so. It's starting to get kind of...
This sun's going down.
It's going down. So it's going to start being closer to 8 o'clock. Well, right at 8. I'm very punctual. You all know I'm very
punctual. I have goals of being punctual.
So Lester is very punctual. And so remember, for YouTube will sometimes send you a reminder, but even YouTube makes one big mistake. They send out that notification right when we announce that we're going to go live.
When you actually
when we schedule it. But we have to do all of that a few minutes in advance before we actually click go live. It takes time to set everything up, get all of our stuff ready to go, all of our slides we're going to show. So I saw a lot of comments of people who were concerned, thinking that maybe they're still all having dinner, maybe they forgot. No, I've been sitting here reading your comments, just waiting for 8 o'clock to roll around and sticking true.
I was outside working.
Jamie was watering, she was. And then, of course, I tried to gather everybody up to go live, and nobody could find time to go live. However, they're all here now. The whole crew is here now. So we're blessed for that. I did take my boys to go eat. We took Connor along with us, which was wonderful. We went to IHOP. I gave the boys the choice. Wasn't my first choice, but we had a really fun
I believe yesterday morning you were like, we ain't going to IHOP for Father's Day.
Well, guess where I sat for Father's Day dinner? At IHOP. But it was okay. I will say something interesting, and I would love to get your reaction to this. So
This was part of our discussions over dinner. So out of the top 20 U.S. holidays, now I know there's tons of holidays, right? But out of the top 20, which holiday do you think is the most widely celebrated? And I'm talking U.S. Now, of course, it may be worldwide as well, but we're only talking U.S. This is an easy one.
Christmas.
Absolutely. Christmas is the most highly celebrated U.S. holiday, even though I think it's a world holiday, right? Or a Christian holiday, but whatever, Christmas. What place do you think Mother's Day falls in top 20?
It's close to the top. I know it's close to the top.
It is close to the top. Do you have any idea how close to the top it is?
I'm going to say top 5.
It's actually number 4.
Really?
Yes. So Christmas and then Easter, and then it's Independence Day, July 4th, which is obviously our Independence Day everyone wants to celebrate a day off and Independence Day, but with firecrackers and all the things that go on, parades and everything else. But I had no idea that Mother's Day was the number 4 most highly celebrated holiday. Now, here's the sad thing. Out of the top 20, what place do you think Father's Day falls in that group?
I don't think it's top 10.
No. As a matter of fact, it's number 20.
Because every day is Father's Day. Every dad gets Dad Day.
Everyone knows everyone already knows that.
Dad Day, Dad dinners, Dad's a fun guy all the time. Like,
I'm sitting there with the boys and I'm asking them the same kind of question, but then I got a little bit deeper and I says, why? Why do y'all suspect that Father's Day is not until every holiday comes before Father's Day? I mean, people are celebrating Halloween and every other event, even if that is, it may not even be a holiday. It's just an event. Let's celebrate an event. But you got your Labor Day, you got Memorial Day, you got so many things being celebrated, highly celebrated, and Father's Day rolls in at number 20. And so I said, Lex, Connor, and Ellie, why do y'all think that Father's Day comes in so low? So instead of telling you what the boys said, because I made a video about this actually, why do you think Father's Day comes in so low?
I genuinely mean it. Every day's Dad's Day.
Every day's Dad's Day.
Yeah.
Every day is Dad's Day. Why would you say that for? What? Just say it.
I'm going to look into the comments and see if anybody...
Don't try to be PC. It's okay. Guys, we are way past that already, right? We are way past all of that, having to watch what we say. We don't want to trigger anybody. We don't want to offend.
I think that women carry the mental load. Women carry the emotional load. Women carry...
the baby load.
The women carry and give birth to the babies while Dad's on the sidelines either throwing up or hiding in the corner. Dad doesn't have to nurse that baby to make sure it stays alive. And for the most part, dads don't make doctor's appointments. Dads don't worry about when the kids are home sick from school or if they have the right baseball pants, or all of the load goes to moms every single day. And I'm sorry, you worked 30 seconds for that baby. That's it.
Oh, 30 seconds, Jamie. Now, come on. At least give me my minute and a half.
Fine.
90 seconds, please.
Fine. But you get what I'm saying. Like, dads get to be the fun guy and most do not have to be the punisher. And I realize that I'm being really into gender roles right now and that there are exceptions to this rule. I fully get it. But like, as a society, I think that reigns true.
Well, I think that...
But why is it really?
Well, no, I mean, there's no one's going to tell you why, but I believe that everything that we're reading over here, there's different reasons and there's a lot of different opinions. But I've just kind of jotted through or just kind of scrolled through what I can see here. But a lot of dads are not really present with their children. Yeah. A lot of dads will sometimes walk away from their children for other families.
Well, I do. I think dads
a
get
lot
the
of
option
dads
to
work and they don't spend as much time with their children. even though plenty of moms work and still take care of their children. But no, so it's no secret, y'all, that mothers are a whole lot highly valued, even though we do like to at least think that dads should be playing a major role in their kids' lives as far as the nurturing, if nothing else. But no, we absolutely agree that moms do deserve the special day. While we were having our dinner there at IHOP, and the waitress walked by during our conversation while I was videoing, I says, could I ask you a question on video? And she goes, sure. She was a sweet lady. And I told her or asked her the exact same question. I says, why do you think that there's no one here celebrating Father's Day, yet this place would be full with the line out the door for Mother's Day? And she said, well, because you don't celebrate a woman's day and she's going to never let you hear the end of it. And that's probably true. You don't celebrate that mama's day, and that mama is probably going to never let you hear the end of it. Now, I understand that a lot of dads and families like to be outdoors this time of year. Not in Texas. If you're in Texas, you're not outdoors on Father's Day, y'all. You're going to try to find a way to be indoors. But I know that on Mother's Day, moms don't want to be having to cook and clean and wash. Their dad's like, let's just all go out to eat. We'll all go out.
That's actually probably true. I didn't think about that.
About what?
On Mother's Day, you try to give mom a break from cooking, so they go out. On Father's Day, the women are probably cooking.
Lots of dads are probably also taken for granted, like someone said, and that's true. But like Jamie said it very clear that it's not a rule. It's just kind of what did you say? Your words were right on when you said that. I just forgot how you worded it.
There's like a societal bias.
But nonetheless, I had a great time eating with the boys. I went ahead and took them to their favorite place to eat, not mine. I would have gone somewhere else, but the boys did choose IHOP, which is fine.
Ooh, I have a question for you.
Oh,
where
Lord.
would you have gone? Because I think that you have found close to a new favorite restaurant.
Okay, so, well, hold on a minute. So really it depends on what city I'm in.
Yeah.
So we were actually in the south side going in towards Houston. And so we had all kinds of choices, but I would have been okay with Golden Corral, but the boys wanted IHOP, and that's fine. I think that at IHOP, it's a little bit more, it's quieter. You have a waitress who brings you all that you need. You don't always have as attentive a service at Golden Corral because you get your own food, back and forth, whatever. But you also, I don't know really why. But now, if you're asking me if it was just me and you out to eat, where would I have gone?
No, well, I guess, yeah. So
there's a really great place that we love called Los Cucos.
You would have picked that over Lupe?
No. It would have been Mexican food. I would have gone to a Tex-Mex restaurant, absolutely. And if you don't know Tex-Mex, that's a real thing, y'all. Yeah. It's not just Mexican food. It's Tex-Mex. Very different. There is a very authentic mix of Mexican cuisine with a Texas flair, and they combine those and they call that Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
And so you do have your Mexican restaurants. You have all kinds of your, I guess, American, foods, but there are Tex-Mex restaurants that combine the best of both worlds. And we have a place that we go to. There's two places that we like to frequent when we do Tex-Mex. One of them is called Los Cucos, and that's where I met Jamie. That was our first date, and you all know that story. It's a great restaurant. But the other one is a place called Lupe Tortilla. And oh my God, they have an amazing 3-pepper cheesesteak there that I cannot get enough of. Oh my God. But that's not a place you take kids. Kids don't really go. There's more of a...
That's not like people bring families there, but it's not where we would bring our family, because Connor would be like, do they have chicken nuggets?
Yeah, all Connor wants is chicken nuggets, macaroni and cheese, maybe pizza.
Yeah, maybe.
So we save that for our occasional and very occasional rare date nights. But anyway, tonight.
Okay, I have one more question about that.
Please, yes.
But if all three of like Ralph and Cucos or Cuckoo's, whatever that place is called, was next door, because the other two are pretty close in vicinity. If all three were there, What would you choose?
I would still choose Lupe Tortilla or Los Cucos and then Ralphing.
Okay.
So Jamie found out that this little Ralph place that we went to, that we ran across up in Lufkin, which is the other direction, past the JL Ranch, is actually a very popular Louisiana restaurant.
We had no idea.
I had no idea. We just went there because it looked like a nice, different type place. Golden Corral that night was packed. There was a line out the door. And we're like, you know what? We want to eat, but I don't want to wait in line to eat. So there's another place right down the road, right there, that looks nice. So we went ahead and tried it. And it was delicious. It was more of a Cajun cuisine.
Yeah.
Man, they had some great gumbo, but even their gumbo was not as good.
Have you ever talked about that?
Never.
I didn't think you've ever talked about that.
No. So I feel like I'm talking way too much today.
It's your day.
Well, no, I don't want to do that. But no, there's also different places. We have 3 places that we like or love the gumbo. I love gumbo. Hey, Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne. That was a nice compliment, Dwayne. There was so we like, I like gumbo, y'all. I love gumbo. And we used to go to a place called Manny's right here in Livingston. You've all been there with us on a couple of date nights. We love Manny's gumbo until we went to the Alabama Coushatta Indian Reservation Casino. What's the place called?
Naskilla
Gaming is right here in Livingston. It's a Native American, Alabama Coushatta, indigenous people, Indian casino. Okay, fine. It's an Indian casino.
It actually says that on their sign.
It even says Indian casino. It says Indian Village. And we're like,
does.
Don't say it, Jamie. Don't say it on the video. And
don't
it says Indian Village. Yeah. We're like, people are going to be mad at us. And Jamie goes, it says Indian Village. So we go to the Indian Village Casino. That's the whole thing about it. If the Indians or the Native Americans were so offended, then they would change their own name. And instead, real big on the top of their casino, the Indian Casino, Naskilla Gaming. So I think that it's white people that make a bigger deal out of everything than any other ethnic group. It's the white people who go crazy over what you can and can't say. I have never met anybody who gets so offended as white people over,
Gumbo. Back on track.
Oh, gumbo. We're talking about gumbo? Gumbo? Hey, it's my day, y'all. I can talk about whatever I want to. You said it yourself. So anyway, so we found out that we kind of like the casino gumbo more.
I don't even like gumbo, and I like the casino gumbo. It's so spicy that it makes your lips tingle, but it is so good.
And then we tried a few other places here and there that say they have gumbo that we really didn't care for at all. Tastes like it comes out of a can, which is fine most of the time, but not when it comes to gumbo. And then we finally found this place, Ralph and Coco's.
Coco.
I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I got some gumbo, and it was a very thick and dark roux. If you know what I mean by the roux. What's Dwayne saying? I look forward to every live. Gumbo is good. Well, Dwayne, we need to have us a date. Not like that, Dwayne. Not that kind of a date, but just some guys hanging out, eating some gumbo. You can come too. You can come too, Jamie.
Dwayne can go eat gumbo together. It's not really my thing. So people are like, what is gumbo? Gumbo is a soup, but it is a Cajun style soup.
Wait, people don't know what gumbo is?
I never tried. People are like, I've never tried gumbo. I never tried gumbo until Lester. I never even knew what it was. Had no idea. And like, there's a whole bunch of other things that he eats that I was like, excuse me, what? Something called etouffee. Like the whole family raves about Rob and Tina's etouffee that they do like on her birthday every year. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, I don't know.
Etouffee, gumbo, beans and rice. Boy, Cajun food is delicious. Shrimp, chicken.
Gumbo can have different types of meats in it, but it's a soup that has broth that is
the roux is the roux they call it the roux
is the broth. Yes.
That's like the broth, and that is what makes or breaks the gumbo. They have a light roux or a dark roux,
and sometimes it's thick and sometimes it's not. But I learned that the roux is actually like burnt flour, It's very weird that that's what it makes the taste of. So that's the part that I don't actually enjoy.
Hey, they have shrimp, chicken, there's okra,
sausage, there's tomato, there's celery.
I've already eaten once today, but don't think I won't jump in that truck and go back to the casino.
There could be rice that goes in it as well. So like there's a variety. People like have a gumbo. Like people have their own gumbo. Like
my mama makes
Midwest,
gumbo.
We make chili, right? Everybody has a chili. Some people have a chicken soup. People down here have gumbo. They don't actually care about chili. They buy chili in cans, and everybody eats chili in cans, and they're all content with that. But it's very different world down here.
If we're done talking about food,
I'm not really.
You're not really? Well, listen, the casino's open all night. They never close. Y'all know they never close.
This girl has to shower first and work tomorrow. So if you can squeeze it in, I'll ride with you for Father's Day.
No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. We're in for the night. But I'll tell you what, we love us some gumbo. So a lot of people are asking, why am I wearing my Arms Family t-shirt tonight on the live? What do I got up my sleeve? No, I just was going to laugh. And I want to also apologize to my good friend, Daniel and DJ. When I went live on Friday, I was wearing this shirt because I have an ongoing joke with my friend Daniel. Every time I make a controversial video that I think is going to be highly reactive and people are going to react strongly to it, I joke. I always joke and say, I'm Daniel Arms. Says it right here. I run the Arms Family Homestead. And I always wear my Arms Family shirt that Daniel gifted me, part of his merch line. And to me, it's always been a really fun joke. And I've always laughed and played, and I thought it was always the funniest thing. And
you even stole my Do Your Best sweatshirt from DJ.
I do.
I would wear that in the wintertime on top of this shirt.
And a lot of people get my humor in that. Not everybody. And so it just so happened that while I was doing my Lunch with Longhorn Lester live at noon, which is every Friday at noon, I did not know this, but my friend Daniel and DJ were also going live, and they were promoting their merch line, their summertime merch line. And we try to be very careful not to jump over each other's live. We normally when ours are scheduled, everyone kind of knows, but Daniel didn't do it on purpose. And so I know a lot of people went to Daniel's page during their merch launch. That's hard for me to say. And we're saying that Lester's live. I wish y'all wouldn't do that, y'all. I wish y'all wouldn't do that, because that doesn't do anything to the creator besides play with their mind a little bit. And there were just as many people saying to me, Daniel's live, Daniel's doing his merch live. And so I just felt horrible about that. While I was going live, I was trying to stay focused on the topics, and I was hoping that Daniel wouldn't be upset. But later, I went by and I watched Daniel's live, his merch launch live, and I ran across a comment that I want to share with everybody. One that I have laughed about. Listen, I'm laughing now, and if I wasn't laughing, I wouldn't be showing it to you, okay? Y'all ready for this one over here? Now, real fast, let me give you a little bit of a backdrop to the story. The reason why I knew that there were going to be people who were going to be freaking out and going crazy is because of the creativity that I used in presenting me having to give me another word besides SHOOT. I had to pull the trigger on the donkeys, the mini donkeys. Anyone who watched more than 30 seconds into my video would have known what I meant by that. We actually got an amazing gift, y'all. It's a vet G-U-N. It's a vet G-U-N, a vet pew-pew, or whatever y'all keep saying, a pow-pow. And it actually, you have to go out there and SHOOT your livestock with the whatever you're trying to treat them for. In this case,
it's really clever.
It is so clever, because you can't get up to every animal. You can't lasso a bull and pull him to you. And so there are certain animals that you just can't get that close to. So a person who watches Dusty, who does the bison, gifted me the same kind of device that Dusty uses to treat his bison, the buffalo. And I thought it was the most amazing gift. But I knew that my audience and Dusty's audience might not be the same type of audience. So knowing that y'all were going to have a hard time with me, I wore this shirt. So y'all could all get mad at Daniel. No one's going to be mad at me. I'm just Daniel Arms, right? Well, I want you to read this comment because as I'm watching Daniel's video, this is the comment that popped up. I'm going to play it for you all. Okay. Here's a lady on Daniel. This is on Daniel's video. Did you know that Longhorn Lester shot and killed his 3 mini donkeys? I can't watch him anymore. Okay. So hold on a minute. So she doesn't do this to my channel. She doesn't say anything on my channel. Instead, she goes to Daniel's channel and says, I'm going to try to find a way to let everyone on Daniel's channel, because they're friends, let Daniel and everyone else know that Lester has went out there and done this to his 3 mini donkeys. Oh, Lord. So I'm like, oh, Jamie, look at this. Well, then I keep watching. And there's several comments to it. It goes down. There's a few things over here. Someone says, were the donkeys sick or old? I mean, someone's concerned, or were the donkeys sick or old? I mean, if they're sick and old, maybe you have to. Well, no, this writer comes back and she says this. Hold on, where's it at? Here she goes. Uh-oh. I missed it. I skipped it. I went too fast over it. Hold on. He didn't say it. It just showed him killing them. So this has turned me against him. I can no longer watch him anymore. So I just thought that was one of the 100, Jamie, one of the 100 of comments that were very similar in nature about what Lester, this whole Lester is, and what I went and did.
Here, hold this.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Just stir. Just keep on.
Yeah.
Because he is. He did that to himself.
Oh, my God.
He got all the reactions that he wanted to get because that's the Lester Morrow entertainment piece right there.
Well, you know what? I sometimes joke that it is fun to watch how fast people jump to comments. You say it yourself. Jamie has always said that Facebook, internet, YouTube, Facebook, it's all about a grab for information, not attention, even that too. But everyone's trying to grab information. So all people want to watch is the first couple of seconds to grab. Okay, Jake's working on chicken coop. Brienne's with the goat. Stephanie's in her garden. Pawpaw's on his side-by-side filming his dog this close. And they go to every channel and they don't spend any quality time at all, y'all. Remember, there's quality, y'all. There's a lot of work that goes into what we do. And it's a shame that there's people who are under the mindset that what I did was just so cruel and inhumane and just a horrible, horrible human being. Now, I don't miss the fact that the lady has no longer chosen to watch me. What I hate, though, is that without having the true information, they go off and try to share.
That bucket's rocking on its own. I'm saying yay to you that both dogs are looking at it like terrified.
Okay, so we have Trixie and Stella who are laying here on the floor. And for some reason, the bucket that we set, I forgot what you call it, the ash bucket that sits beside the fireplace where I clean out the ashes is sitting there rocking on its own. And both the dogs are looking at it. Now I'm looking at it. I have goosebumps. Mr. Hank is over there. I don't think any other cats are in the house. The fan has been going the whole time. Spooky. Grab the sage, Jamie. Grab the sage.
Your leg's shaking now. It's freaking me out.
I'm freaking out. It's time to grab the sage and light that stuff up. Let's just smoke a couple. Itchy. We'll smoke us a couple of them sage joints. It's not a mouse, y'all. It's not a mouse. But that bucket is moving. Here comes Mr. Hank right here to check it all out.
He's going to check out the pot stir.
So we have fun, y'all. If you did not watch the video because you were so scared of what you thought was going to happen, yes, I did go out there and I had to go pow pow to all 3 of those little sweet donkeys. but it was for the right reason. They now they have all been what? They've all been rid of all the flies.
They've been deloused.
Deloused. Now there are no more flies. There are no more lice. There's no more flies. There's no more mites. There's nothing on those little babies that could be harmful. Now they still have some pretty nasty wounds on them that we are trying to treat the best that we can. The best that we can. But listen, y'all, that is an amazing gift, and you will be seeing a whole lot more of that thing.
Hey, maybe you can shoot other people's animals too on Morrow Hill.
I'll be more than happy to. I'll go around and make tons of videos saying, today I'm going to shoot Moses. Today I'm going to have to go. But here's the thing. You got to be careful saying the word, because
you can't say that.
You can't say it. I'll tell you what, because the AI assumes if you're talking about doing that to anything, then you must be a horrible human. And so we still have our pages intact. But no, I do apologize to Daniel. I did not know you were going to be launching your merch at the same time I was going live, because I would have absolutely, in a heartbeat, said, guys, I'll meet you at 12:30. I'll be back at 1 o'clock. Or I could have talked to Daniel and says, hey, bud, we didn't communicate. We did not communicate. And then once again, there were other people who were trying to do their own pot stirring by letting Daniel know that I'm wearing his shirt, accusing him of horrible things. And I'm like, oh my God, holy moly. Anywho, I'm a man enough to admit when I make a mistake. That right there was a simple oversight. There was nothing intentional. There was no malintent. It was two guys who love you all, who love what we do, who love our families, and we both went live at the same time. The only difference is I'm wearing his shirt, calling myself him, so that all of the haters.
You didn't say, hey, I'm Daniel Arms.
Oh, I did. I did say that. Yeah.
You said that?
I don't know. I did. I said, yo, don't forget, y'all, if you don't like the video, I'm Daniel Arms, Arms Family Homestead. Okay, yeah, just move. Let's just move on now. Let's just move on, okay? I don't think Daniel's upset. At least he hasn't talked to me about it.
Because he's not talking to you. Oh my God, I'm mortified. I have to message DJ.
Daniel sent me a message today for Happy Father's Day, so I don't think he's upset with me, Jamie.
Were you in a group with like 100 people?
Only 4.
Okay.
And he would have left me off that 4. But he didn't. So I think that we're still friends. Okay. Your turn to talk now, Jamie.
I don't have anything to say.
You must find something. I have rattled on and on and on. Yes, Jamie, you did say it. Hey, I've also been Jason at Cog Hill. I have also been Sean at Keeping It Dutch. I've been everybody, y'all. Every time you want to get mad at me, I can find someone else to be. I can find someone else to be. There was a funny story. There was this girl in high school. You know this story about the one that thought me and Daniel. I'm not going to be able to tell that story on a live.
Nope, that's not a story for public.
There's a story back from high school. Me and Dan were only a little bit apart, and went to the same school. And it's a long story, but. So
I think I'm just going to message Brooke and DJ and Brandy and just say, our husbands are ridiculous. When are we getting together? Because that's the only thing. I don't want to be like, hey, sorry, Lester did this thing. And then have to go apologize to Brooke and apologize to Brandy. I'm just going to be like, hey, let's just get together and I'll buy drinks.
That'll make everything right. If you're the one buying drinks, then everything's going to be okay.
Yep. Have a little girls' night out. That would be so fun. I wish they lived closer. That would be so fun.
You're going to have to rent a van, swing up to Oklahoma, pick up a couple of them. But, even Brandy and DJ, they're not neighbors. They're in the same state. But I had no idea Oklahoma was such a far drive between their two cities.
The thing is, I would have to pick up Marcy in there too, because Marcy's in Oklahoma, and Marcy definitely needs a timeout. Like it would be the best timeout Tuesday ever to have.
Can you imagine Marcy drinking though?
Marcy doesn't drink.
Marcy's a mom.
Marcy has so much on her plate.
Y'all are all mom, but she's a mom.
Yeah, Marcy has the most young life on her to-do list.
She might surprise all of y'all. She might not drink you all. I'm not
All I
saying
know is that everybody in one room would be so fun. Like, I think that would be the most fun time to sit there and laugh and tell stories, and no cameras even needed, just to like, of course I would love to share that moment, but at the same time I think it would be hilarious to sit there.
Yeah, but you would have to have someone else video, not you wouldn't want to have anyone be
that's
the
what I'm
awkward
saying.
person.
Like, I wouldn't want to be the one to video it, but it would be a really neat round table to sit there and tell stories about, you know, the stuff that went wrong. And all of us started after our husbands or partners did. So we were always, like, I've talked to Brooke about this and DJ. All of us have said things like, projects take like 12 times longer and you have to redo moments in it because you're videoing and filming. And then while they walk in to go edit, we're left cleaning up the project and finishing up the project every single time. And I always thought it was just me. And then when they said it, I was like, oh, someone that gets it.
They
like,
get it.
So it was really, I think that would be a really fun, I would love to have a like women's creator conference, or like, I don't know, maybe it's not even a conference. Maybe it's like just women, we get together and we play bingo and have cocktails and get our toes done. I would love to be able to unite with them.
Yeah, no, that would be a fun thing to do. And here's the thing, that would be a very powerful video, but nobody wants to be the awkward person to have a camera out. The times that we've met with Daniel or Jason, Brooke, you know, or Sean, we weren't everyone sitting around staring at each other with our cameras. It was very respectful in the fact that no one pulled out a camera unless there was a moment that we wanted to all talk about and have in a video. But it wasn't like you show up and you've got a camera in your hand. There was none of that. None of that. And it was a mutual respect that I think that all of us spend our entire days usually with some kind of a camera or a device in our hands. And so even though we've all made sure to make our videos, it's not the whole time we're walking around talking, hanging out. No, we had very deep conversations about the lifestyle, about the business side of it, about the you guys, we talk about y'all. We talk a lot about you all. Y'all don't want to hear them conversations. I'm playing. No, there are some amazing people who we've met and through all of this. Some of you all
I think that was
amazing.
like the most powerful thing, was to talk about the things that keep us all going, and the discussions around, like, you know, the setbacks and the things that you get frustrated by, and then all of a sudden something comes and smacks you right in the face, and it reminds you as to why you do it, and the empowering things that it has done inside of you to connect with people that you would have never connected with before.
And you know what's interesting is that every one of us all know that this is not going to last forever. And every one of our families have an exit plan. We all know that when the day comes when we're no longer able to make ends meet through social media, either being, you know, the fact that people move on to other platforms, or the platforms change, or for whatever reason, the economy collapses. We all have our own different ideas of where we go from here. And so I don't think any of us, who the ones I'm talking about, are going to go back to their previous jobs, but we all have our own plans. Well, I know, baby.
Hold on, I haven't left.
Yeah, I know.
Still doing.
I know.
I don't have the.
But we all know that this is we're blessed for the moment. We're going to soak up as much as we can and enjoy this moment while it lasts. But we also, and we don't want to have any regrets when it's over and done. We try to make business decisions based on what's best for the business side of things. But we also are all aware enough to know that it came out of nowhere, the social media, and it could very well end before you know it as well.
But and so, I also think that the social media part has allowed people to live out dreams. And I mean that in ways of, like, you and I love animals and started rescuing and saving animals long before videos.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I mean, as far as the business model goes, of course, no one's going to change who you are. Daniel's still going to hunt and fish and all that he loves to do. And Jason and Brooke are still going to farm and garden and do all that they love to do. And Dutch is going to, so everyone's going to continue to do their passion. But what I was saying is, whenever there's no longer a market for the videoing of what we do, we all know that we all have a plan of where we're going to go. I don't know who's all talked about. I don't think I've ever seen videos of any of the other creators talking about what their plans are. I know for a fact, I have told y'all 100 times what my plan is. Who knows? Who can tell me? Who knows me enough to know what my future plan is whenever I'm no longer able to make a living off of social media? You think anyone knows? No one's saying it yet, Jamie. I can't read the darn comment. I don't have my glasses on. So, oh boy, there's Connie. Connie knows. Connie, oh God, look at that.
I told you.
Y'all do know. You love me. Thank y'all for loving. Thank you for listening to me. You know, I can talk all day to some people and they don't remember a darn thing that I say. Thank y'all for listening. Yes, I will be absolutely going full time into the longhorning. that didn't come out right. We just got banned for sure for saying that word. Longhorning.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You're going to get it kicked off again.
Raising longhorns.
Thank you. PC. Huh? He's going to get kicked off.
I do think that I'll hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be set up pretty nicely. We got a really great start to what we're doing. Now, that's, of course, a dream, but, you know, you never know, y'all. You never know. But I love what I'm doing right now. I love going out every day with my camera and just videoing what I'm doing, talking to you all about it, and just, you know, managing the animals and all that we do with them. But also my attention, my time, my energy, my thoughts are always on them darn cows, always. So, Jamie, bless you for putting up with me.
I chose to not make a cocktail tonight. That was probably a mistake.
You tried to do what?
I chose to not make a cocktail tonight. I'm like, it's Sunday night. I have to work tomorrow. I still have plenty to do. And I was like, I'll just have some sparkling water and be, you know, really, really on point tonight. No, I should have poured a drink.
Is there drinks that you mix with sparkling water? Vodka, right?
Oh, you can put anything.
Oh, anything with water. So I think I told you guys this before. I've actually found me a new drink that I love. Jamie bought these, the first ones, or were they gifted to us? I forgot.
I bought the first round.
The first
people
round,
did send some.
So someone introduced us to Propel. It's just, I don't represent, I don't promote or anything of Propel. Come on. But I'll tell you what, I had one and I liked it. And then Jamie bought me, I guess, a 12-pack or a 6-pack that I put into the fridge over at the JL. So when I was over there working, I got hot. I grabbed me one of them water bottles. And I learned that I actually felt better and more hydrated by drinking one of these than a Dr. Pepper.
It's flavored. Well, yeah. Because
who would have thought that, though? Dr. Pepper, Jamie. Dr. Pepper, that's my drink.
Sugar-free. It's no calories. It's just flavored water with electrolytes is all it is. It's actually, I learned it's made by Gatorade.
Is it made by? I had no idea.
Yeah.
But it's not sparkling water. It doesn't taste like those sparkling waters.
I like fizzy. So this is my first time trying this. This is the Walmart version of this or whatever. It's like 60 cents a bottle or whatever.
It's a nice size bottle.
It is a good size bottle. This is like a couple days for me. Like, to have something to drink. I love Coke Zero, like madly love Coke Zero, especially if you add vanilla in it and it comes from Sonic. But I have been restricting myself to that, to one time a week, and trying really hard to drink a lot more water. It feels so weird. Like, this is really hard to admit. I remember a time in my life where going out at night, I could probably have 3 or 4 cocktails, maybe a shot, and maybe a beer, like over the period of a night. And have no problem putting those down, right? It was like 6 or so hours. It wasn't like I was doing it in like an hour. But to drink the equivalent in water feels like the hardest thing in the whole world. Yeah, no. To sit there and drink water.
Well, hey, so a man can say the same thing. A man can go out, a grown man, and have a 6-pack of beer, okay? And 6-pack's not going to get you intoxicated, but you can drink 6 beer. And you might be a little bit bloated, but you can drink those 6 beers in the course of hanging out at the bar, the club, wherever you hang out at. But to go and drink 6 water bottles is unheard of. I don't think it's possible. Is it?
I don't know. I fill up my mug I try really hard to do it twice a day, but I've been slacking. And on days where on work days, I can only get through one. It's coffee, water, and then maybe just nothing at night, like nothing. But on days that we're working outside, I've been better at we drink a cup on the way, drink a cup on the way back. But I don't know why it's so hard to drink water. It's horrible hard to drink water.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, the flavored waters do it for me. And when they're cold, it makes it even better. So I am I'm actually happy that I'm drinking more water, and I'm not going to toot my own horn, or I'm not bragging or anything, but I do feel better. I think my skin feels better. I think that I feel more hydrated. And so I've never really been the kind of person to push water. I know a lot of people do that, but I'll tell you what, I'm actually enjoying drinking more water. And so that's great this time of year, especially when you're going through so much water, so
I love Crystal Light too. Like we always have a picture of Crystal Light going, but we really are trying to drink just water, and then switch to some sort of flavored thing to replace the soda that we would normally drink. And I've always been a zero calorie diet soda, but the sodium in that's pretty high, and I think it makes me retain water in the summertime.
Maybe so. Well, my dad, if you didn't know, I did cook earlier today. I made my dad a Father's Day specialty. It was one of his favorites, and I don't know if he will talk about that or video that, but I did drive it over, dropped it off, sat and talked for an hour or so with him before me and the boys went to go eat, and it was a nice visit. He enjoyed the book that I gave him, and he sat there and ate almost the entirety of the 12 little Smokies.
Did he try any pickles?
I don't know if he opened the pickles or not, but I gave him your pickles and said, these are from Jamie. Happy Father's Day.
I gave him two kinds, and I'm kind of nervous because people down here don't really eat bread and butter pickles, and that's my grandma's recipe. So that's like a judgment thing. Like,
hold on a minute. For everyone saying those were pigs in a blanket, those were not pigs in a blanket, y'all. There was no blanket. That was just straight up pig. That was straight up pig. So what I did,
because the sausages were beef.
Well, then it was something. But what I did was I took the little Smokies, went to the little tiny sausages, and they were the beef sausages, and then I wrapped them in bacon. It was a really delicious bacon. We baked those for 30 minutes or so, and they came out nice and crispy and just, oh my God, they were good. Did we save any here, or did I eat them all? Darn it.
I have some of my bacon left.
I'm kind of like craving them right now. Anyway, it's okay. I'll be fine. But no, I dropped those off. Dad loved them. I love them. And so that has been a Father's Day tradition that I've done for my dad for a very long time.
Yeah, that's pretty much the carnivore.
Absolutely. And so I know that that's not for everybody. We joked earlier about how many people would be disgusted with that kind of stuff, but we're men. And when it comes down to it,
about your pan?
I didn't read even. I haven't read even one comment on that video. I haven't had time.
I had a lot of questions about what was happening in that moment.
I don't know.
It worked fine.
What was wrong with the pan?
I just have never seen anyone. First of all, you can buy a pan set that does have holes in it already, and like you can make your own like double broiler situation. But I've never seen anyone take a drill and tinfoil. It was very ingenuitive to create.
Well, it worked.
A drain.
And there was no grease floating around on them. We drained all the grease, and it was good. It was a good meal. So if y'all haven't watched that video and you want to see it, then just know that there's a video up on the Longhorn Lester channel. I may have put it on I'm a Survivor as well. I just forget, y'all. I forget. All right, Jamie, it's getting close to that time. What are our plans for this week? What's going on big in your world? We're getting ready for your questions. So get your questions ready, but not quite yet, y'all.
We have a tropical situation happening there. It doesn't have a name yet. It doesn't have a like
depression. They call it a tropical depression.
Is that what it's called right now?
Yeah, they don't name it yet. They just call it.
No, I mean, like, I didn't think it met that stage yet.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's a tropical depression, which means there's a depression, a low system developing in the Gulf, a tropical depression.
It will hit the Galveston, Houston area. It will impact us and Plum Grove. It'll impact all the properties and much of Southeast Texas. And it's mainly rain. And it is starting tomorrow and goes through Thursday. Then we have 2 days of break and then like 7 more days.
I was
of
wrong.
Rain.
Tropical disturbance.
Thank you. I was like, I don't think it's been called a depression yet.
I know. I made a fool of myself again. It will become a depression possibly, but right now it's a tropical disturbance.
Yes. That's what I was like. I was like, it's a situation.
Dang it, Jamie. The internet's always right.
It's a situationship, not a relationship. That's where it's at. But I do know that that hits tomorrow. So we're that's going to impact a lot of this week for all 3 properties. Everybody on Morrow Hill, everybody here. We're not concerned about flooding. We are concerned about just ongoing rain, and that just has a change in what you do throughout your days, a change in how you feed your animals, what you watch for, all those things. And
where you spend your time.
Yes.
Because someone has to be present at everywhere, because you never know when things can arise.
Right.
And so I would say that in all of that, I feel good about every situation possible, except for the one with the bullpen, because the bulls over at the JL are the only animals that do not have an actual shelter to go into.
I was wondering if you wanted to try to put up one of those pop-up tent things and stake it in the ground.
You know how they would destroy that thing. They would hurt themselves on that. That aluminum would pop and shard and go right up into them.
Yeah.
That can't happen. The thing is, there's 2 very large shade trees in their pasture, and I keep their water trough under one of them. You have seen plenty of videos where the bulls are always laying around under there. And then all I can say is guys, don't forget, I was just trying to test out that pasture for a while to see if it was going to hold them. Now that we think it's going to hold them, then I'll go ahead and invest the time and the money to get them a shelter built. But it's not going to happen before the rains come, unfortunately. But let's not forget that these are animals that have been conditioned through millennia to be able to weather the storms of life. And there's no freezing weather. The rain will actually cool things off down to the 70s and the 80s. They're going to actually welcome the rain. I promise you, they will welcome the rain.
I do think that even the horses will probably spend a lot of time out in it, because it's been miserable hot. We did some things this weekend to cool things off, and they enjoyed that. But it's going to be, the rain coming in is going to be welcomed probably by everyone. Get a good bath. The flies are really, really bad right now, and that's going to help as well. It's just going to calm things down for a few days, I think.
Well, we can use the rain, that's for sure. And then I always think back to what was going on during this month last year, where it had already been an entire month of not a drop. And at this point last year, we have pictures where the grass was already starting to die, and most of the grass had already died, and it got worse. So any rain that we get, even though you don't like to see the flooding, I feel horrible for the folks in Florida who are going through what they're going through right now with all the flooding, and maybe other parts of the country are really having a tough go with the weather. But I do believe it's the new norm. I really do think that unpredictable weather, unseasonable weather is the new norm. And I'm only saying that not based on anything that people want to fight and argue about. It's just from a real guy who watches weather, and I've watched it for years and years and years, and I know that something's off. That's all I have to say about that. Something's off. I don't know why or how or what. Is it the flat earth? I don't know. Flat earth can do that, y'all. A flat earth can do that. You already know. And then I'm messing with Jamie, y'all. I'm messing with her, and I'm messing with some of y'all. But anyway, no.
So one thing before, if it comes like we think, if it comes like we think it will, Monday and Tuesday should be pretty heavy days. If we get through that, then we may be able to build a shelter before the next week of rain. So like we're watching very closely. But they'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll be okay.
They have 2 trees that are very big, heavy trees that will keep them out of the pour down.
Yeah.
Parts.
And I don't even really think to expect to pour down. Now, even though it shows that we may get an inch or 2 each day,
it's not meant to be fine. Like
what happened the last few times were like 4 and 5 inches per hour. That was what we can't handle.
That was
unbelievable. If we're getting an inch a day, we're fine, y'all. And then I'm really happy with the river authorities, even though it's a little bit bizarre to see the river so high right now and they're draining the lakes. It's because they anticipate the rain that's coming. And that's what their job should do.
Yeah.
They should be aware enough to say, you know what? I know that all the boaters want to have a nice full lake, but if we wait too long to drain this thing, we're going to have a lot of flooding later. Let's go ahead and let some water out. And they open up those floodgates. The lake begins to drain. Hey, we need to do our fishing tournament. Yeah, I'm sure you have guys screaming and hollering and all those pretty piers and those docks, all those rich people along. Hey, where's all the water? Where's all the water? I'll pay good taxes to live here. Or whatever. But what they're doing, that was me making that noise.
Oh my gosh, and Stella's losing her mind now.
Stella could hear that pitch. Hey, Stella, that was just me over here,
she
sweetie.
Really is.
Hey, Stella, that was me. Gosh, she can hear that. Stella can hear me. Hi, Stella, I'm over here, sweetie.
I'm sorry, Stella.
Stella can actually
Fiona
hear
came over
me.
Here. She's like,
I found a pitch that Stella. I found Stella's pitch. The only pitch that dog can darn hear is me talking like Mr. Bill. I'm Mr. Bill. You know Mr. Bill? You don't know Mr.
You're making her go crazy. Stop. Gosh.
I found her secret pitch. Poor baby. Let me go love her. You talk for a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to go love her. Stella, it's me, baby. That was Daddy doing that, sweetie. That's my Mr. Bill voice. Sweetie.
Now he's going to have to talk. You will hear him talking like Mr. Bill around here relentlessly now. She's got to go check it out. She heard something new.
Well, the funniest thing is, in all of that, so Stella goes crazy. She doesn't know why. Stella can hear something that no one else can, even though all of our dogs can hear it. So Fiona's like, wait, I should be able to hear this. What are you doing?
Fiona's like, it's just Dad.
No, what? Funny is Fiona's like, what are you barking at? What's going on? And Stella at the door, like just trying to get out. She hears something that she doesn't understand. And Fiona's like, what? I open the door and Stella runs out like she's just going to get on it. And Fiona's like, I'm here if you need me. I don't know.
Fiona came up and loved me. It was like, Mom, is something wrong?
How funny was that? I know.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now time for us to devote all of our attention to your questions. So I can't listen. I'm going to remind you. You know where my glasses are at? We're not. Oh, they're in my pocket. Now, guys, we can't answer every single question. I wish that we could. We can't even. They're flying by here so fast that we won't even be able to see them all. But what we're going to do is try to grab a few, and more than likely, you will be able to see them then. If the questions are going to be about the mini donkeys, the MINI donkeys, I'm going to ask you politely to wait till tomorrow and Tuesday, and we will try to answer all of those questions.
Oh, no. Now you've done it.
We will answer all of those questions with a video. Because here's the problem. We know how sneaky you guys are. And like we said a little earlier, if we give away any information on a live video, then all you're going to do is jump to the next channel and to the next channel and to the next channel. I've learned my lesson the hard way, that if I want to continue to make a living off of social media, I got to sometimes hush it up myself. Because I talk too much in a live and people, we don't make money off of this. We only make money from our videos. So y'all have to watch our videos. And then people, I'll still watch, Lester. I'll still watch. Well, some of y'all will, but most are going to jump to the next channel, to the next channel, to the next channel. And so we will just have to ask you politely to wait until tomorrow and Tuesday, right? And we will answer everything you want to know about those wonderful, sweet, mini donkeys. donkeys. Okay. What else can we answer? That was the only question. That was the only question, Jamie.
What happened with my procedure? I had some new metal put in, and I've iced it pretty good, so I was able to keep the swelling down, and I'm fine. It was a very long day, but I'm fine, and I'm back to eating soft foods for the next 2 weeks, which is fine. Ice cream it is.
Darn it. I should have used my sign language on Stella, someone says. I didn't even think about it. Darn it, Jamie. I missed an opportunity to have her hush it up. Darn it.
Did you fix the medicine machine, Lester?
The medicine machine?
The pew-pew.
Did I fix it?
Yeah, in my video, I peep-added you. Sorry. You don't even know about that, but I peep-added you where it broke yesterday.
So hold on. It didn't break. Guys, it's charged by CO2. CO2 is a compressed air, and you only get so many shots out of a compressed air container, and then once you exhaust your compressed air, you have to put another container on. So when you buy those CO2 cartridges, you buy multiples. And so when one runs out, you just replace it and you get right back to work. And yes, everything is working fine on the CO2 vet pow pow. It feels weird saying pew pew. Pew pew.
My bacon recipe today was put some bacon on parchment paper and sprinkle some cayenne and some brown sugar on it and put it in the oven. That was it. It's fabulous, by the way. Lester doesn't like it. I like it. I ate 4 pieces of bacon today.
Oh, the hayfield at Aunt Joanne's. I just left the sanctuary and I'm just, guys, sometimes you can't just dwell upon things. You have to just leave it in God's hands. I know that's kind of a cop out for a lot of people. I'll just leave it in God's hands and see what happens. No, we had a window of opportunity that I'm afraid that we missed.
Oh no, really?
Well, I don't know for a fact, but I know that hay was a lot prettier last week than it is this week. And now if we end up having a week or two of rain, I don't know what to expect. And then if it rains a week or two, then you have another 2 weeks of having things dry out before you can get to it. So all I will say is that if we lose it, then we lose it. But we are not the first farm family who's lost a crop. People lose crops to things all the time. Tell me back from your experiences there in Illinois with all of the farming that your family's done. Y'all had years of losing crop?
Yeah, but they have crop insurance, a little bit different than our circumstance. Yeah, people up north have crop insurance. In fact, my mom told me that they had gotten so much rain that farmers had a 48-hour window to get crops in, or they were just not going to plant it this year because it would have not been done before first frost. And they were able to get stuff in, but it was like the whole southern Illinois was farming that day because it was the one shot chance. But a lot of it up there is lost to flood. That's a big thing because a lot of the ground is bottom
shows
ground.
About hail storms can damage crops.
We even lost it too. This is crazy. Hurricane Ike came up and flattened cornfields. And it was wild. The storm came up that far. So there's a lot that can happen, and not just in Illinois, everywhere in the U.S. Your crop. I know Idaho is going through some major stuff right now where the federal government has restricted the way that they get water. Because of drought conditions from last year. Even though there's plenty of water this year, there's fear of it. So all the potato farmers are freaking out because that's 6,700 farmers.
Wow.
And need water. So crop is a really big deal across the country. And weather, it's so dependent upon weather, and there's a science to it. And old timers know way more than anybody gives them credit for.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do lose, and it sucks, but
it does. Well, the thing is, everything came together perfectly this year for our hay crop, except for getting it cut during the right week. And so I'm not saying it's all lost. All I can do is just you can't do anything, y'all. You can't do anything. You just have to realize that it is what it is. But there was no one being negligent. No one's over there wasting time. Mr. Ed is not 100% well. Everyone knows that he's battling cancer. So you can't tell Mr. Ed to get up and get going, Ed. And then you don't borrow a man's tractor. I cannot believe how many people were asking me to borrow his equipment. Guys, you don't go ask a farmer to use his equipment. And if you do, I don't know what kind of farmer you live nearby or work with, but you just don't do that. That's his man's livelihood. And so everything's going to be fine. We love Mr. Ed, and we will continue to use Mr. Ed as long as we can. And if we lose this crop, then I promise you we will find a way to bounce back, and we can just hope that we'll have a second cutting that can make up for the first, even though it was going to be a great cut. And it still may be, y'all. It still may be. But I can tell you what, we were going to get 50 or more rolls off that field. That would have filled up our barn there at the sanctuary and been enough hay to send over to Dad and Jake and Kim and Daniel and Bree. They would have all had hay, maybe not enough for the entire year, but they would have all had. That hay is wonderful, wonderful. And everyone knows that our cows have always preferred the hay that comes off those pastures. There's something about that hay, maybe just the years of having such clean cut hay. No weeds whatsoever, no trash, nothing weedy. I mean, it's just beautiful grass. And right now that stuff's up to my waist, but it is what it is. We're just going to keep our fingers crossed that we're able to get something off of it.
Yeah, right now we just don't, like, what happens with hay is it could lose nutritional value. It's not like you lose it, meaning like it's not going to grow back and it's gone forever and you have to replant it. Hay is very different than beans or corn or wheat.
Let's make it like a flower. So you plant a flower, and as that flower begins to grow, you watch it grow. And then when it blooms or buds, when it blooms, that's when you want to pick it and give it to your love, right? That's when that flower is ready. That's when that flower is at its peak. That's when you want to cut your hay, when it's at its peak. It's at its peak nutritional value. And even though you cut it, because you've cut it at its peak, it's going to hold on to that nutrition for a while, quite a while. And then when you stack it into your barn, you try to stack it to where you use the hay that was cut earlier first. It's like on a store shelf, right? And so the problem is, like that flower, at some point, it begins to slowly begin to die. It's still in the ground, but the flower itself has already lived past its peak. It's like me. Look, I'm way past my prime, Jamie. You may not want to believe it. You may not want to believe it, but you look at me, y'all. I'm a man who's counting my days, y'all. I'm counting my days. I'm past my peak.
I think that I have a solve. We can go back to Lufkin, eat at Golden Corral. We can stop at the His and Her Mercantile, and we can get that sweepy thingy.
You want to get our thrasher and just go there and thrash
Maybe
some
they'll
hay?
have two.
We'll just thrash it. We'll just
Maybe
do all
they'll have
that.
two.
And then we'll tie it, and then we'll come by with
all by noon tomorrow.
And then we'll have our oxen. We'll get some oxen to come by. The Amish. We'll get the Amish to come by
we can just get Rita.
No, we ain't doing that.
The Sith.
But no, we the Sith. Yeah, we'll
see. I bet so many people would come and they would bring their sis and they would help us.
Could y'all? It would look like a bad haircut. Could you imagine how that field would look? Joanne.
It would look like Annie's first freaking haircut.
Joanne would look out her window and say, "What the hell just happened here?" We would have some hay here and some hay here.
A sickle.
We would have people who have cuts and bruises all over. There would be people sliced up. There would be Band-Aids.
That would be the best party ever. Ever. Can y'all just find one and come down? Because I think that would be really fun. I'm totally down for
everyone
this.
Bring your sickle.
Pawpaw has hay string, plenty to go around.
Oh, Pawpaw can he can tie the hay string around the top.
Yes. See, this is an excellent plan. All we needed to do is sit here and put our heads together. It's gonna be perfect.
We'll make
Lester
it work.
will bring the propel.
We'll make it work, y'all. We'll make it work. And if we don't get a crop, then we'll start over and try it again later. But man, we had the perfect recipe for the hay with that river. Believe it or not, with that river coming across that pasture, it brought enough nutrients to that soil to really make that stuff look great. But we're not gonna.
Oh, we can make crop circles. This is getting way better. People have great ideas. This is so great.
We could all have matching shirts. Somebody says,
"Oh my God,
save the hay."
Yes. We could call it the Hay Day.
Oh,
hey,
no.
y'all.
Could you imagine how many days that would take? Oh my God, Jamie.
Depends on how many people showed up.
Bring Waylon's hay string. You remember the one around Waylon's head? He got it off, by the way. It's off.
I'll be your EMT. Look, people are offering to cook. This is going to be the best thing ever. I really do wish we would have thought of this like 3 days ago. That would have been so fun. It would be like a barn raising where everybody gets together and they put together a barn in one day.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, that would.
Hashtag
I would cry.
save the hay. Says I lost who said that. That was cute.
And a barn dance after. I'm totally down.
We could have a barn
There's
dance.
only one bathroom. There's only one toilet. That's the issue. But you could use the hayfield afterwards. It would be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Anywho, are there any other questions that we could answer for you all? I think that we've pretty much rambled on long enough. But thank you all for taking the time to watch our live video and hang out with us for a little while. We love you. We're blessed to have you, y'all. We're so blessed to have you. You don't know how much it means to us to have you guys jumping on here. Go ahead, Jamie.
I know. So I just want to say, like, you've talked a lot about the business side of things, but I think I want to reiterate that you really don't know how much it means that you allow us to let things out, to get off our chest, to find humor in a struggle, to find companionship in all of the things that we go through every day. Like, you genuinely lift us up, and you really do give us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. And take the whole business side out of it. We're so grateful for you.
Absolutely. We love you so much. We're blessed to have you. You guys do make things funner and gooder. And I bet you a heyday with all of us, with our sickles and our scythes and our donkeys and our oxen and whatever else, our wagons, our old wagons that we could pull around.
We could pull the little red wagons. I have like so many visions in my head right now. I really genuinely think that if we would have said this 3 days ago, this could have been a thing. This could have been a great thing. I'm sad that we didn't think about this.
Baby, these people don't know about Texas humidity, y'all. You wouldn't.
It would have been
this.
fine.
Yeah, this would not have lasted 5 minutes before we lost all of our help. Okay. Y'all wouldn't be in that barn having y'all's dance. That was one thing y'all would be doing, drinking all my Propel and dancing. But I'd be the only one out there in that field with my sickle.
Lester and Robbie walk around with the video camera.
Yeah,
Let's not fool ourselves here. Yeah. Let's not fool ourselves. I love y'all so much. Have a great week.
For the Father's Day wishes, and to all of you dads, and of course you moms who had to play both roles of mom and dad. We honor you today. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and your evening.
Good night, y'all.
Play that.